this, we came to you and asked you to identify a problem for us, and you identified the volunteer form in the process and how it's just very inefficient and a time waster right now.
So our main, I guess we came up with the main problem is that there's not like one person to send the email to, like to ask to volunteer. It was going to like a lot of different people, which is taking up your time. And the volunteers also weren't sure of what they were specifically doing when they came. I know you said like there were some students in dental school that would come and do like the baggies or something, but they weren't aware that they weren't allowed to actually work on the kids.
And so one of the identified goals that we have for you, that we decided on, were to create a volunteer form, have you place a link on your website for the form, and then have a designated email or staff email to send the forms to.
Yep.
And so this is a form. We have it for you on the flash drive.
Okay.
And then secondly,
The other thing too about that form, just real quick, Julie, is that if you need to tweak it at all, I know it's probably hard to see on that. Okay, and so we'll talk about that in a little bit. It's not like you have to have that form. I can show it to you in a second.
Okay.
And so the other thing, go ahead, Mallory, you want to take that?
oh yeah, that's fine. We also got just a organizational, just a little calendar. That way, if you guys want it in a central location, so if you guys do have someone coming, you can put it in there so everyone's kind of on the same page. Yeah. And then maybe if you guys, we discussed maybe if you wanted like a color coding for based on their qualifications. Instead of, you mentioned that sometimes you have dentists come versus just members of the community. So
Yeah.
something like that, just for a central location, so everyone's on the same page. And as far as sustainability, so this does have that form on there, and as you saw, it's kind of a basic form, but it covered all the things we talked about, like time a week that they're available, what they were hoping to get out of it, whether it was a one-time experience, things like that. But with you guys having the original format, you should be able to go back. I know that you said that sometimes we have fundraisers, so you might have different volunteer needs. So you can go back and add and kind of adapt that as you guys need to.
So with evaluation, evaluation is a good way to make sure that this process is sustaining and it is working. So like our recommendation would be within 6 months to look at how many volunteers you've had in the past 6 months, how many hours they've completed, and the number of tasks they've performed, and even like the different types of tasks they've performed. If you've added new ones, or if you've taken away tasks, whatever it may be. And then at 12 months, you would want to assess the funds that you've been able to raise with having your volunteers. So obviously, our goal was to have more volunteers take the workload off of your paid staff when appropriate. So at 12 months, you can take a look at, have you been able to raise more money? Have you been able to be more efficient with having these volunteers and with this process in place? And then the client increase, I know when we talked in our first meeting, we discussed that it was, you wanted to be able to reach out to more clientele. Well, hopefully with this, with having more volunteers, your staff may have the ability to provide more ways to do that and to be able to recruit more clientele.
And under the first, just initial part for the 6 months where she was talking about the number of volunteers and hours completed, on the flash drive, I also did just like a quick little log that you can have as like maybe a check-in when they come and just says date and then hours completed kind of thing.
Right.
So that's maybe an easier way for you guys to keep tabs on that too.
The other thing I was going to say here too that I had thought of is that you could even, if you're wanting to see if this is actually taking, you know, the workload off of you, is just to even track how much hours you're spending on it, and then 6 months later see if that number has decreased or not. That's just something that you could do.
No. That's it. Do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I'm anxious to see the form on the flash drive.
If you want to pull it up on here.
Yeah, just yeah.
I like the idea of having, like, keeping this at the front desk and having, you know, a log where we can have it posted so people know who's coming and when. And
Yeah.
what they're doing.
So,
Yeah.
that's the nice thing about it. If it is good, does go to one person, that's nice for managing that, but just so everyone else is on the same page.
Yeah.
And they did, like, at the schools, when I was at Prairie Park and stuff, they would have, like, volunteers come in and sign in their hours. And then at the end of the school year, I would just compilate just how many hours they
Volunteer
came.
time,
Yeah, so it was, I mean, it's kind of just kind of gives you some, some data to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, because that is one thing that, at the end of the year, our staff, our state grants, that's data that they always are interested in,
Yeah.
is volunteers, like the number of hours that we've had people volunteering and what capacities. And we don't track it, really.
Yeah.
So it's something I have a hard time reporting on.
Yeah,
you know.
it's one more thing to have to manage,
Yeah.
Well, Sarah might be able to tell you how you can track that stuff. When we were going over the evaluation, she worked in banking and had a lot of insight on how to evaluate later. If you want to touch base with that.
So,
Yes,
You
we do.
kind of touched on a little bit.
so, just keeping track of, how many volunteers there are, how many hours, what they're doing, and then also keeping track of the money that you're able to bring in, because the idea is that the volunteers will free up time for you guys to do more of the outreach and community involvement and also creating new clientele. So just keeping year over year records of what you're bringing in financially and also the new clients that are being established would be a way to track how effective the volunteer hours are. And another thing with the form itself, if somebody's looking to be a consistent volunteer, just even giving them training to do the more clerical tasks that would also free you guys up.
Right.
You know what I also thought too, I think it was this morning, I was like, even if you could get like a volunteer to organize the volunteers.
Yeah, we
You know?
thought of that.
Which
Yeah.
is especially, with
But
that, the people that you were mentioning that want to have a longer term.
Right.
yeah, one of the research articles I looked at said to go for the older population because they have more spare time.
Yeah.
And they want to
Or
get involved.
experience, yeah.
Right. Well, and oftentimes they're doing it because they just want to give back to the community, not because they need it on their resume
Yeah.
for something that they're trying to accomplish.
Right. Or altruism agreement.
And that's just the login that I was talking about, something simple, just where you can track the hours that your
Yeah.
volunteers have. But
But what do you think?
It's great.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely, we've got the capability of, getting it posted to the website, and then we also have a function where once somebody fills it out online, I mean, it wouldn't be a Word document, it's like there's an online form, but once it gets filled out, it can get emailed to whoever we designate.
Yeah.
We
exactly.
go to,
Yeah.
so we can certainly, ask our IT guy to get that up on the website for us, and we may add some things to the form, I don't know, we'll probably look at it internally and decide whether we need additional information.
Do you guys normally have like a monthly staff meeting or weekly or?
We, I would say between every 4 and 6 weeks or so, we usually sit down over the lunch hour in here to talk about
Yeah.
various issues. We're actually overdue to get together, so I think that's on the agenda for our next meeting.
That's good. Do you have any other questions for us at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thanks for helping us.
Do you want to give her, so you can keep this?
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You want me just to put it on my computer and get it back to you?